What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now then, this video is going to be a little bit different. I basically want to show you the different parts that I bought over the past couple of weeks and how I intend to use them in the upcoming videos on my BMW. Now then, so this right here is pretty much everything that I've bought over the past few weeks or so. Now, as you can see, there's quite a lot, so I'm going to try and go through everything, how I intend to use them, and this is pretty much everything apart from maybe the deionized water, which is to mix with the antifreeze or coolant, whatever you want to call it. So I've got 7.5 litres of that. That's going to be more than enough. I'll probably use a couple of them to do a flush, but I've got 7.5 litres of deionized water. I've also got 5 litres of the antifreeze coolant, and that is the correct specification for my car. It's the Febby Bilstein stuff, so it's, you know, it's not cheap stuff. It's not like your regular Euro car part stuff. It's the correct spec for my engine. We also have the correct specification oil. It's 5W30, but it's also the LL04 spec, and we should be able to see that on the back, is it? I did see it somewhere. There we are, BMW LL4, that's like long life 04. I'm just going to ignore the long life part of it though. I don't agree with changing your oil every 18,000 miles. I'm going to be changing my oil every 5,000 to 6,000 miles. Oil's cheap. For this 10 litres it was literally £30, and it's manual as well, which is, you know, it's not a bad brand. So yeah, oil's cheap. It's, you know, it's just worth changing it every sort of 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and it keeps your engine running a lot nicer for a much longer amount of time. So obviously with the engine oil, we have a oil filter. And if you're wondering as well, by the way, I'm going to be using this for when I tackle the timing chain. Obviously when I do the timing chain job, it's an engine out job, so I've got to drain the oil and everything. So that's when I'll be doing a fresh oil and filter. So that we'll move on to the bits and pieces that we need for the timing chain job. Namely the timing chain kit. This comes with all 3 timing chain, I believe a couple of sprockets, both tensioners, and, you know, basically everything else that you need to change the whole timing chain kit, not just one of the chains. With that, it means you have to remove the sump. So we have a new sump gasket. It's an L-ring one. L-ring's pretty much the best brand you can get when it comes to gaskets. We have a rocker cover gasket as well. This is just like a rubber type. Even has the little pieces that go around the injector wells as well, so I'm be replacing the rocker cover gasket. What else? Specifically to the timing chain job, I guess we could show you the couple of toolkits that we have. Okay then, so you're probably wondering, why are you showing us a socket set? What's that got to do with the timing chain? So you would think, yeah, it's just, you know, socket set, isn't it? It's actually not. This is actually called a reamer, so like a reamer toolkit. And basically what this is used for, or one of these in particular, which fits the BMW injector wells. I believe it's a 13 by 13 mil reamer. Okay, so let me just backtrack a little bit. So when you remove the injectors, they're likely going to be full of carbon at the bottom of the injector wells, and that basically needs cleaning, and the injectors need reseating again. So if you just go to remove the injectors then put them back in, they won't like sit properly in their seats, and you might get a little bit of air passing by, and then you might find that you're actually slightly misfiring as well, and you might get a little bit of a fuel leak. So they do definitely need reseating again if you want to do the job properly. So I've got a reamer here to reseat the injectors, and I also have some new washers for the injectors themselves as well. They used to sit on the end of these little copper washers. Give it a nice new tight seal as well. So that's that. And another toolkit we have is the timing chain locking kit itself. This is pretty much essential if you want to replace the timing chain and you want your timing to, you know, still be in time. You want your engines to still be in time. So you have the crankshaft locking tool, then you have the camshaft locking tool. Now, I believe this is to turn the crankshaft. Then you have like different, you know, pins and everything as well. So basically, you need the whole kit if you want to do the if you want to replace all of the 3 chains that's on the engine. And yeah, definitely recommend getting this. So that's another little kit that I've got to do the timing chain with. Also, not really related to the timing chain, but it's a job that I will be doing nonetheless. Just means with the engine out, I just have a lot better access. So in here we have a new glow plug control module. Okay, it's a brand new one. It's exactly the one that's on the car right now. It's a Bmw one. They're pretty much the best brand when it comes to glow plug modules. Always believe in getting OEM. You know, don't skimp out when it comes to electrical things. And along with the glow plug module, I'm also going to be sticking a whole fresh set of glow plugs in. And we've gone with Bosch because yeah, Bosch are tend to be a good make when it comes to cars, so we like Bosch over here. So yeah, so 4 new Bosch glow plugs. I've actually had the glow plug warning light flash on me a couple of times when I have went to like start it on a cold winter's morning. So I have a good feeling that the glow plugs in the car at the moment are still the original ones, and like I said, I've done over 120,000 miles. So it's probably definitely overdue the glow plugs being changed. Now we have the fuel filter as well. This is an inline fuel filter. This goes underneath the car. Fairly easy to change. Just need to take the fuel filter heater off, and it's just a case of a couple of clips and a couple of bolts. What else? We have a cabin filter, or should I say 2 cabin filters, because on the BMW E60 there is 2 cabin filters, one either side of the engine bay underneath the cowling by the windscreen. And these are the carbon activated ones as well, charcoal ones. So they're grey or black, and they actually stop gases and bad smells entering the cabin. So it's definitely paying the couple of pound extra and getting the charcoal activated ones. What else do we have in here? We have, if you're wondering if this is a power steering fluid reservoir, you would be correct. You're probably thinking, why have you got a new power steering reservoir? You know, you're thinking, well, is your original one cracked or something? No, my original one is not cracked. It's, you know, still working pretty fine. But the thing is, there's actually a filter in these. There's actually a filter built into the bottom, as you can see down there. Now, it's actually not possible to change this filter because, as you can see, this is all just a fixed unit. It doesn't come apart. But a way that you can tell if the filter is getting blocked up is you will notice there is a hole on the screw cap, and you'll notice actually that fluid will come out of there, and all this top will be just like, you know, covered with power steering fluid. And that's actually the case on mine. Well, I did clean it off, but it was the case on mine. So I have a good feeling that the filter is pretty blocked up. And for the sake of, like, I think this was like £10–15, and it's a genuine Febby Bilstein reservoir as well. So I might go ahead and put the original cap on just to make it look OEM. or may not. I may just, you know, stick with this cap, but whatever. Like, this was like £10–15, so I may as well you know, replace that, because then it means I can have a fresh new filter. And along with that, of course, we have some power steering fluid, and this is the CHF 11S power steering fluid, and we've got 1 litre of that, so it should be more than enough. And then we have, not very exciting, but we have 2 new window wipers, or wiper blades should I say, front wiper blades, and obviously, yeah, correct size. These are like £20 or so, but the ones that I've got on are way past their use by date, because yeah, I'm getting quite a few streaks when I'm wiping my windows now, so definitely need to change them sometime soon. And I think that only leaves the paint. Pretty sure I've said everything else, haven't I? So you might be like, paint, how is that even like BMW related? So on the BMW M Sport bumper, you have a grille at the bottom with 2 black plastic trims either side of it. And then you also have some black plastic fog surrounds, but these are kind of like a matte black, and it's not really nice. It doesn't really go with the rest of the car. It doesn't really go with my gloss black grills, my kidney grills. So I'm going to go ahead, remove all them, and paint them all gloss black to make it all match. And once I sort a new rear diffuser out for my rear bumper as well, then I'll go ahead and probably paint that gloss black. So we just have some gloss black spray paint by Simonez, or Simonez, however you want to say it. It's usually pretty good. I haven't really had any problems with the paint before. We have some grey primer, and we do also have some clear acrylic lacquer as well. I'm gonna, you know, take my time when I do all that, because yeah, I tend to mess up when it comes to painting. Obviously I'm not a professional, but we will give ourselves a go with that. And yeah, apart from that, I'm pretty sure that's covered everything. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update with regards to what you can expect. Obviously I've spent, you know, quite a bit of money on this, and you know, that's what you have to do if you want your car to be, you know, running sweet. You know, you have to service it, you have to replace things that need replacing. You can't just like drive a car that was once like 40–50 grand and it's like 11 years old. You can't just expect to just keep driving it and driving it and driving it and not having to like spend any money on it. You do have to overhaul things every once in a while. You know, otherwise you just end up you know, making yourself needing to spend more money in the long run. So yeah, I hope all this you know, money and eventually hard work will pay off, and hopefully it'll leave me with a more reliable car. But I guess time will tell, and you will see the videos if and when I make them. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and also let me know if you want to see more of these. Like, do you want to see, you know, whenever I get a whole bunch of new parts, do you want to see me you know, talking about them and just like unboxing them, whatever? I just think it might be a cool little new thing that I could start doing on the channel. But of course, leave your thoughts below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace.